Hi everybody, Angie.cameron here from Direction, mindfulness facilitator, counsellor, psychotherapist and trainer. I'm going to be, inviting you to bring some gratitude into your life. It's interesting because actually, there's quite a lot of talk about happiness and gratitude, kind of a bit more out there in the media and a lot of research, etc. A great website is the happiness.org.uk or Action for Happiness, and you can have a look at that. And you can also check us out on other social media. We've got a lot of other videos there around happiness, gratitude, around anxiety, stress, SOS exercises, mindful parenting, some practices for kids as well. So we're on Facebook and Instagram as Direction Scotland. We're also on YouTube, and you can connect with me on LinkedIn, Angie.cameron. So maybe if you're not used to mindful practices, or you might be used to mindful practices, is kind of just get yourself into maybe, a sitting posture that's comfortable, that's maybe going to be a bit more at ease for you, that's also you think, oh, this is a compassionate but attentive kind of posture. The practice altogether will last usually about 12-14 minutes. So getting yourself into that posture is really important because it kind of holds us in the practice, saves us nodding off as well, so allows our attention to be there, and that's really what mindfulness is about training the mind to be present, to be here, even although the distractions will be, they'll just carry on, whether it be feelings, thoughts, physical sensations, or even just sounds externally. So the distractions will always be there, but the best thing to do is, oh yes, I notice a distraction, and then we simply come back to the practice. Oh yes, I notice a distraction. So there, every time you do it, you're firming up the muscle in the brain, and you're training it much more, but you're also having a mindful moment. So you're really noticing it, and that's a great thing to congratulate yourself for and to recognise. So just bringing yourself into posture just now, sitting, lying down, standing, whatever's good for you, just so that you're undisturbed for the next wee while. So I'm just going to ring the bell at the start of the practice, and that's just really a sign to ring the bell. It's the start of the practice where you're giving yourself some time to relax, to rest and restore, and that happens every time. So you might have your eyes open or with a soft gaze, or you might even have them closed, just really what feels right for you. And listening maybe to all the sounds around you. Inside the room or outside the room. You might be doing the practice outside anyway, but just wherever you are, just bringing into awareness those sounds. So you're not searching for them, you're just allowing the sounds just to almost travel gently to you and to your ears, to your awareness. And bringing into mind the intention for this practice. So the intention is to bring in gratitude, and that in turn builds happiness. So it'd be good at this point just to focus on your motivation for practicing gratitude. So maybe asking yourself is, why would I like to be more grateful? Why would I like to practice gratitude? Maybe what are the benefits to me, or maybe and or others? So just thinking about that for a wee minute. And just each time, if you're thinking about something else, that's absolutely okay. So it's really important not to give ourselves a hard time when we do get distracted, because we all get distracted. So it's really important just to be quite gentle and bring the mind back to this present moment and to the practice. So initially just coming into the breath and really start noticing the breath. And maybe as we start noticing the breath, we can maybe put our hands on our tummy, or maybe even our chest, heart region, whatever feels comfortable for you. And just starting to feel those movements. The absolute full return journey of the breath, coming in through the nose and out through the mouth. So already bringing gratitude, being grateful for our breath. Keeps us alive, allows the blood to flow around our body, helps ground us, and it's there all the time for us. And it's free. It's just being aware of that breath. So just starting as you're being grateful for that breath. Just knowing that you can access it anytime. Anytime you might be struggling with something, anytime you find something stressful or anxious, or you can't get to sleep, or just something that can be quite challenging. There's always times where you can come back to the breath. So just as we move on, I'd like to invite you to think about somebody who cares about you, somebody who really likes you, or possibly loves you. It could be a family member, it could be a partner, it could be a friend, a colleague, but just somebody who really cares for you. And get a sense of that person being with you just now. Get a sense of their presence and what they bring to your relationship. And just getting that felt sense of how that feels in the body, how the body's reacting to that, maybe in the heart region, or maybe even a change in the breath or the tummy. And getting a sense of what it feels like to be loved, to be cared for. So really being grateful for that care, for that love, for that affection. And just being with that right here and now. And if that feels tricky to feel in the body, or it feels uncomfortable or anything, that's absolutely okay. You know, every mindful and compassion practice, it's an experiment, it's a new practice every single time we practice. There's never the same practice. So while it might feel uncomfortable, or it might even feel good just now, it might not the next time. So it's about being open-minded and open-hearted. And just feeling that in the body, and just moving to the next thing that we can maybe invite ourselves to be grateful for. And that's maybe thinking about an attribute that you have, that you're glad that you have. It could be that you're kind, or you're empathic. It could be that you're funny, or you're thoughtful, supportive. Just an attribute that you're glad that you have. And I'm sure you would be able to find at least one. And if that's a bit tricky, just think, well, what would my friends or family say about me? What's the couple of things they would say that I have, you know, the good attributes? So just bringing that into awareness and into the body and owning that good attribute, being grateful for it, that you have this. So really acknowledging that. And seeing as you acknowledge it, if again, it's quite tricky to give ourselves compliments or take compliments. So if that's a bit uncomfortable for you, it's absolutely okay. Just being aware of that and simply coming back to the breath in this moment. And just finally, maybe considering something that today, something, it could be a small thing, it could be a bigger thing, that you're grateful for. It could be something like your lunch, it could be your cup of tea, it could be somebody you met, you had a conversation, a chat with, maybe you got a cuddle, something that you feel really grateful for that's happened today. And again, if you can't find something, that's absolutely okay. You simply notice that and then become aware of it and just acknowledge that and not give yourself a hard time over it. There's no right or wrong in mindfulness and compassion. But just bring in, see if there's that one thing that you can bring in that you're grateful for within your day today. And just notice if you do feel something in any of these 3 invitations that I've given you about how the body softens, how we relax, and we might even have a wee smile in our eye, or something's lifted a wee bit, or a wee, the wee corners of our mouth have lifted. And if that's happened, notice that too and bring gratitude to that, about how you're feeling right now. So it's not just in those moments of gratitude, but actually as we speak about it, we provoke it again and are able to allow it to arise within our experience right now and here. And before we head into the end of the practice, maybe there's an invitation of opening that mind up, opening that heart up a bit more to see what else we can be grateful for. So we're not going around analysing or overthinking, but simply to be open a bit more to what we can be grateful for, what we can show gratitude for. So just relaxing again back into the breath, being grateful for the breath being there. Feeling that rise and fall. And maybe just even saying well done to yourself, to actually giving yourself the time to do a mindful compassion practice and building on your self-awareness and self-development. So just really acknowledging that and praising yourself. So thanks again for joining me, and you can look on YouTube for other videos and, like I said, our social media, Direction Scotland. Thanks very much, and hope you keep practicing gratitude and build on your happiness. Bye bye.